Hello, you are welcome to my channel. Actually, in this tutorial, I'm here to teach you how to deal with this kind of an exam question. I just got this exam question and it always comes in an exam. So make sure that you pay attention. You pay attention to what I'm going to explain, okay? So this is chemistry. Make sure that you understand everything. So if you need tuitions, you can contact me on the line, okay? That is the line that you can contact me on. All right, so this is an exam question. Let's start. So we have the element A as well as the element B, okay? So now the question is saying that identify element A and element B. That is the first question. And the second question is actually telling us to state the group and the period of element A as well as B. So now do you do that? How do you do that? All right, so we'll start with element A, okay? So we'll start with what? Element A. So now, how do you identify an element? How do you identify an element? So it is very simple to identify an element. So what you need to do is just to count the number of electrons that it has. Then you check on the periodic table, okay? So count the number of electrons that it has, then you check on the periodic table. It will tell you the number of elements, okay? To tell you the number of elements. All right, so these are the number of elements that are here, okay? These are the number of elements. So let's try to identify element A. So count the number of elements. So here, the outermost shell, we have 1, 2, right? So 1, 2. Then we come to the second shell, we have, so 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? 10, so 11, 12, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the number of elements of element A are what? They are 12. So if you go on the periodic table, you check which element has 12 electrons on the periodic table. So this is the periodic table, okay? This is the periodic table. So we have counted to say it has 12 electrons, okay? So here on the periodic table, what you see, this is on top, it is the mass number, and down here it is the proton number. So the proton number is also equal to the number of electrons, okay? So this is the proton number, and the proton number of an element is equal to the number of electrons. So meaning that this is a magnesium, it has 12 electrons, okay? So the meaning that element A is what? Magnesium. All right, so the number of elements will tell you the atom itself or the element itself. So you say A is what? A is magnesium. Magnesium, like that, okay? So A is magnesium. What of B? What is B? So what is B? So we do the same, we count the number of electrons. So we come to B, we have 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So going on the periodic table, so this has 8 electrons, and the atom that has 8 electrons is oxygen. So we have 8 here, okay? So that's oxygen, we have 8 electrons, like that. So meaning that we have what? Oxygen. And that's how you identify the element, okay? So you just have to count the number of electrons, then you know which one is A, which one is B. All right, going to the second question. So it is very simple. This second question is actually telling us to state the group as well as the period of element A and B. So here I will say group, okay, I will say group, then here I will say period, okay, I will say period, so I will say here I will say A and I will say B, okay, just like this, okay, just like that. So here I'll put the group, here I'll put the period. So how do you identify the group of an element? How do you identify the group? Okay, so it is very simple to identify the group. Okay, so take note of this, make sure that you take note of this. So then if you want to know the group in which an element is found, the one that you have been given, you just look at the number of electrons in the last shell. Okay, the number of electrons in the last shell will tell you the number of group it is into. Very simple. So the number of what? The number of electrons in the outermost shell or the last shell. So this one has the first one, shell 2, and the last shell. So it would, these are the number of electrons in the last shell. So we have 1, 2, meaning that this element A, it is in group 2, okay, meaning that this element, it is in group 2. So it is the last number of electrons, it is the number of electrons that are in the last shell or the outermost shell. So I know what you think, you might write that it is group 2 like that, but in chemistry it is not allowed to write a group number like that. So we write group numbers as that, okay, in Roman numerals like that. So that's 2 to show that it is group 2. So now what about the period of A? What about the period in which A is? Okay, what about the period in which A is? How do you tell that A is in period what? A is in period what? Like that. So how do you tell? So you look at the number of shells that it has. So the number of shells that it has, it is equal to the number of period the element is in 2. Okay, so the number of shells will tell you the group number. I mean the period, the number of periods. All right, so when you look at A is in, A has how many shells? 1, 2, 3. So meaning that this, it is in period what? Period 3. Okay, so the number of shells will tell you the period in which an element is in. So here you need to write like this, not in numerals, not in Roman numerals. So it is in period 3. A is in period 3. So this is for A, this is for B. So now coming to B. So you may pause the video, you solve for yourself, you see where B is, you see the group number, you see the number of periods in which B is in. So but let me show you how to do that. All right, so I know those that had paused the video, they'll find out what exactly we are going to find out. So if you look at B, we count the number of electrons for us to know the group number. So let's count the number of electrons. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Definitely we have 8 electrons. So the element that has 8 electrons, it is only oxygen. Okay, so when you go to oxygen, it has 8 electrons. Wow, very simple. So we have 8. So how do you write 8? So how do you write 8 in Roman numerals? So we say like this. So we say V, it is 5. V, it is 5, then 1, 2, 3. So 5, 6, 7, 8, like that. So that is how you write the group number. Don't make a mistake to say it is 8 like that. No, you get it wrong. So coming to the period, coming to the number of period, you count the number of shells. Okay, the number of shells for B is just 1, 2. Okay, so you just put 2 like that. Okay, so that's how you can do it. All right, thank you for watching. I've been your tutor, Patrick Divine. Don't forget, if you need tuitions, you may contact me on the line that is on the screen. Thank you for watching. Enjoy your lesson.